These kids recently revealed something that makes one thing clear. 50 Cent isn't just coming after Diddy. Others are in his sights too, and Snoop Dogg may be next. Once you see how Snoop fits into this, everything starts to make sense. The fact that he never visited Pac in the hospital, then soon aligned himself with Diddy, was no coincidence. None of this was ever random
at all, ever.
These sons and my sons have been best friends since they were 6, 7 years old. And let me give you the real story on that one, brother. I didn't make it happen and Puffy didn't make it happen. One night I was at my house and Puffy's son was over about like 9 o'clock. And I'm like, cuz, what time you going home? And he like, I'm spending the night. I'm like, did you tell your dad? He like, nah, my mom dropped me off. So Kim, rest in peace, was connecting my kids with Puff kids, and they formed a friendship and a bond. When Justin went to UCLA, my son went to UCLA. When Christian was rapping, my son was rapping. When he was modeling, they was flying over the world together. So they forged a friendship and a brotherhood that me and Puff always had.
When I die, I want my last words to be, I did it.
After 2 years of investigation, 50 Cent released Sean Diddy Combs' The Reckoning, a documentary that brings forward the most serious allegations against Diddy. Since its release, Diddy has reportedly tried to have it taken down. The film features never-before-seen footage and calls attention to those who stood by Diddy over the years. One name allegedly mentioned is Snoop Dogg, which has raised many eyebrows, especially since Snoop was once one of Tupac's closest friends. People in the industry have been questioning this connection
for years.
The shots, he heard everything was going on, and when everybody said they heard him say they got him, that's not just a red flag.
Snoop lie about speaking with Tupac. Why has he given different versions of the same events over the years, especially about moments others say he wasn't even present for? According to Suge, Snoop was trying to protect his image. He allegedly knew something was going to happen to Tupac, yet stayed silent and did nothing to stop it. This raises the question of why Snoop's credibility has been challenged for so long. It's also where his name begins to surface in far more troubling conversations. Several insiders claim Snoop was allegedly linked to the same type of party scene now being exposed in the Diddy case, adding even more controversy to the story.
That Snoop Dogg, not again, mentioned him in December of 2020, but everybody beat the hell out of me. Screw you, that can't be true. What the hell do I know, right? And then recently it just came out again that Snoop Dogg got accused of actually get arrested. Somebody put a knee on a convict's neck and it's over. Neck of it out. Crickets. Crickets. Nothing. Everything's fine.
These claims
along with all the revelations in the documentary, have reignited public focus on Tupac's murder. At the request of Tupac's family, a formal investigation into his killing has now been launched.
Following new developments in the case of the hip-hop mogul who is facing RICO charges in New York, Sean P. Diddy Combs, Court TV has just confirmed that the family of Tupac Shakur is investigating a potential link between the murder of Tupac and Sean Diddy Combs. This coming from attorney Alex Spiro, who represents Tupac's family. Now, this investigation had been previously reported by unnamed sources, but earlier today, Spiro confirmed to our Court TV team that he and a team of investigators has been hired.
Sean Combs allegedly had business dealings with Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who will go on trial next March for the murder of Tupac. This was back in 1996. Some have speculated that Diddy ordered Tupac's death. That, of course, is just a theory at this point, and we are monitoring the developments in both the Tupac murder trial and the federal indictment of Sean Diddy Combs. So a lot of information to come on that one.
Let me ask you this. I get it. When you have a case that's 5 years old, it's hard to get overwhelming evidence that meets the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. When you have cases this old, no matter what Fiddy has found out and put in this documentary, do you see it at all ever possible that Diddy could be involved in a murder trial when it comes to Biggie and Tupac?
It could be possible, yes. However, like I said, they need a lot of corroboration to make that stick, because it's really alleged right now as to his involvement. It's not anything that's substantial or concrete that he was involved. It's personally from people talking about it and saying this is what happened. You need some more information to come forward to prove that.
And it gets even things grow even more
complicated when you consider what Napoleon recently shared on his podcast with Dave Ma. He spoke directly about Snoop Dogg spending time with Diddy after Tupac's death, including appearing alongside him on the Steve Harvey Show. Napoleon made it clear he found this behavior inappropriate given the timing. Snoop could have avoided public appearances with Diddy out of respect for Tupac's legacy, but he didn't. Instead, he stood openly with Diddy, shaking hands, appearing on shows, and projecting the image of a close relationship.
You think about shared comments.
In that room, one-on-one. Even if I lose, it doesn't matter. The Outlaws was with me. My homie Tiny, the Mexican homie, was with me. I didn't go there and say, let me get in a video with these guys.
It's not just only Snoop, 50 Cent explained. Many people in the industry were connected to Diddy, which is why they stayed silent for so long. This, he said, is what ultimately motivated him to release the documentary. In an interview with NBC News, 50 Cent explained that staying quiet would make it seem like hip-hop was condoning Diddy's actions, framing it as a cultural issue rather than a publicity stunt. During related interviews at the same time, he openly stated that he was willing to take on the label of being petty and even embrace it.
He know y'all
with his actions.
50 Cent isn't fazed by the online hate after some social media users called the rapper, quote, petty for producing the Netflix documentary Sean Combs' The Reckoning. 50 Cent tells the Go Derby in an interview published December 9th that he really doesn't sweat the criticism, saying, I accept that, I'll take that, I'll wear that. I have antics that I have become comfortable with on social media. And while some believe the docuseries is a, quote, hit piece on Combs, the rapper maintains that was never the intent, explaining they did characterize it as a hit piece in the very beginning. It's because they didn't get a chance to watch it when they were saying that. And then after they see it, you see everyone's changed their mind and it's become the #1 doc. And as for Combs' thought on the Netflix series, the mogul spoke out against his rival shortly before the project hit the platform, with his attorney telling Variety on December 1st, Netflix's so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece. Netflix relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. As Netflix and CEO Ted Sarandos know, Mr. Combs has been amassing footage since he was 19 to tell his own story in his own way. It is fundamentally unfair and illegal for Netflix to misappropriate that word.
Believe it or not, some people are actually criticizing 50 Cent for releasing the documentary, accusing him of being envious of Diddy's success. They are framing it as 50 tearing down another black man, when in reality, it's not about race. It's about accountability.
Saying a black man shouldn't be doing this to another black man. How come we not having conversations about what Diddy did to other black people? Like when you watch that documentary, every person on that documentary except for Aubrey O'Day is black. So how come nobody is saying a black man shouldn't do that to other black people? Because here's the thing, there are things we know Diddy did because we saw it, and there are things he's being accused of. We don't know if they're true. Right. But either way, majority of people who are accusing him of something are black. So I don't understand why, there's more conversations about that, but everybody's 50 Cent shouldn't be doing this to another black man. What about all the black people Diddy did and allegedly did stuff to?
50 Cent isn't worried about the backlash. He's just getting started. In a recent interview, he revealed that he has over 140 hours of footage showing Diddy involved in criminal activity. He plans to release this content on YouTube over the next few months, and it's even possible he's collaborating with law enforcement. There's also a chance that Snoop could be featured in the series.
Snoop may be included in this series.
I knew 50 Cent was not done with Diddy. I knew 50 Cent was not done with Diddy. He just confirmed that he has more stuff on Diddy that he couldn't even fit in the 4 episodes in the new Netflix Diddy documentary. With 50, it is so hard telling what this man got his hands on, but he said this in reference to the videos that he got of Diddy before he went to jail.
A lot of the personal footage of Diddy has shocked a lot of people. And I know, 50, the way you run, this cannot be all that you have. Is there other stuff that you just have not shown?
Yeah, well, everything couldn't make it was 4 episodes.
Right.
So it was a lot. You had to pick and choose things.
And on top of him saying that he has more dirt on Diddy, he is also saying that more people came to him with allegations against Diddy that never made it into the Netflix documentary. With the anticipation, they asked him, are you going to make a second documentary and put it on Netflix since you have all of this stuff? And he says that he is about to to put it on YouTube.
With everything that was out and all of these people that were coming forward, have there been any like new tips that you've gotten since it has been released?
Well, yeah, everyone starts to feel a little more comfortable when they see other people telling their truth about it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got to be something on YouTube coming.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt like certain things were left out of this documentary. Okay, this is getting absolutely crazy. So yesterday we heard 50 Cent confirm that he does have more video footage of Diddy, and now he's saying he has 140 more hours of video footage of Diddy. Now in a post he made about this video footage, he is saying he has 140 hours, and he did it with a video where there was a man claiming that 50 Cent has video footage of Diddy doing alleged criminal activity, and this could possibly get him more time. And this is the post that 50 Cent made. Correct, 140 hours of footage. I don't understand why he filmed himself, but I'm glad he filmed himself. The people who are supporting him will be quiet very soon when more comes out.
Diddy's children are reportedly doing everything they can to stop the film from ever being released. His son, Christian King Combs, even posted a message on Twitter saying, "On my dad, if I ever see 50 Cent, I'll smack the hell out of him." The post was quickly deleted, but as 50 Cent likes to remind people, screenshots last forever. 50 fired back with a response that soon went viral. He wrote, "Lil bro, start by closing your mouth when you pose for photos. I've been rich 3 different times. Music money, tour money, liquor money, influence money. You're still living off Wi-Fi and inheritance. Relax." And this wasn't the first time Diddy's kids tried to get involved. During the case, they even pleaded with the judge to have their father
to free their
podium and address the court. First Quincy, then Justin, then Christian, saying their dad is their superhero, and although he has made mistakes, the man that stands before us today is a changed man. They say he is more patient and remorseful. Christian getting choked up as he spoke. But then his 18-year-old daughter Jessie went to the mic. As she sobbed, she begged the judge to give her dad a second chance, saying she lost her mom at a young age and already has experienced so many milestones without her dad. Her sisters, Delilah and Chance, echoing the same sentiment, all of them heavily sobbing into the mic, just saying, please give my dad a second chance. They too reiterating that he is a changed man and that his demeanor is much different. Diddy is only a few feet away from them. He moved his chair so that he could face the podium. He's not crying, but his head is heavy and his hands are in his lap. Delilah telling the judge that she knows what it's like to grow up without a parent, and she doesn't want this to happen to her 2-year-old sister, Love. She says every night the toddler asks where her dad is. She then asked the judge to give her dad a second chance, not as a headline, but as a human being. At this point, several of Diddy's attorneys are also wiping away tears. The judge empathetically said, "I know this was difficult for you guys, but I thank you. I needed to hear this." The defense then played a 10-minute video highlighting Diddy as a father, a businessman, a philanthropist. Now, another thing I want to know is right before his family spoke, it was his attorney, Nicole Westmoreland, who was on the podium, talking about all his accomplishments, how throughout the years, Diddy has gone out of his way to help people, and how that's his purpose and calling. And then Nicole Westmoreland broke down. Through tears, she talked about his ascent through the business world, how he started the Sean John clothing company, and how he's an inspiration to his community. And then through sobs, she said, "He inspired me," and talked.
50 Cent has also been facing threats ever since releasing the documentary, and reports suggest that Diddy's sons are behind some of them. Just one day after the premiere of his film exposing Sean Combs' alleged crimes, 50 received a bouquet of flowers from Diddy. He shared the gesture on Instagram, noting that he fully understood what Diddy was really trying to signal.
All right, the diddler has sent 50 Cent some damn flowers while he locked up, bro. All right, we all know Diddy is mad about this whole docu-series that 50 put out on Netflix, and is #1 going crazy, so you know he mad. Now, according to 50, all right, these are some warning flowers. Y'all know how Diddy used to get down. You know, he used to send people shit in the mail. He'll send a nigga to blow up a car. Y'all know how he get down. So if he mad, clearly he's mad about this documentary. Bro sent 50 some flowers at his hotel while he was in Miami, bro. Now, I ain't gonna show the address on these flowers, but 50 posted the whole address. Now, in the caption, 50 said, "What kind of gay shit is this? Diddy send me flowers at Club 11, LOL. LOL, why all the foreplay? Get busy, you know I'm stupid." Then he commented again and said, "A warning, I'm 90s grimy. You don't warn me, LOL." So y'all know why Diddy sent this. He ain't send it because he happy or proud of 50 for dropping this goddamn docuseries on his demon ass, bro.
Part of the reason Diddy received such a light sentence was that his kids spoke up for him. During the sentencing, they all insisted their father deserved a second chance. Here's the shocking part. If Diddy falls, his children could go down with him. Their reputations and careers would take a hit, and no one would want to hire them. They've been living off Diddy's money, and none of them have successful careers of their own. They know this. That's why they've been so vocal. The sentence came largely because Diddy's children spoke out in his defense. During the hearing, each of them insisted their father deserved another chance. Here's the surprising truth. If Diddy falls, his children could fall with him. Their future opportunities would take a hit, and no one would hire them. They've been living off Diddy's money, and none of them have established careers. They know it. This helps explain why they've been so steadfast in standing by him.
Getting to this, yo, bonds, yo, man, yo, how 50 get, blah, 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 yo, Puff, take this self doing that. Let me explain something to y'all. All right, whether it's NBAs, whether it's whatever. When these young boys come in, first of all, he only deal with young videographers because he want to rob them, and he know that they want the opportunity to follow Puff Daddy, P. Diddy. They want that opportunity. So they get him at a low price anyway. But when you stay out so many hours a day, Puff wants a videographer with him 24 hours a day on call. Whether we on a yacht, whether we on a ship, wherever we at, he wants to videotape that, right? So now, they come to agreement. They come to whatever the pay is going to be. But then it be so many hours on that invoice that he don't want to pay. He gets in touch with the office. He gets in touch with the chief of staff. Yo, what is this I'm paying? What is this I'm paying? You know what you paying. You was outside all of these hours. It's 160 something hours in a week. You was outside 140. That's the invoice he put in. So now, being if you got a contract and he don't stand to that contract, guess what happens? He could do whatever he want to do with that footage. So now that footage goes to the highest bidder. And 50 had to be the highest bidder to get that. Yo, this is business. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't in love with you. Everybody ain't dedicated. Everybody ain't loyal to the point of stupidity. Trust me.
One could watch this and think that you really hate Sean Combs.
Why would they be thinking that?
Because of the things that you post on Instagram,
Look at this, and let's stop for a second and do say that I hated him enough to hire his kids, and we've never done anything to each other. So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip hop culture.
This documentary
Diddy's team is using every possible tactic, legal actions, cease and desist orders, intimidation, and even appeals to block the documentary. But 50 Cent isn't backing down. With over 140 hours of material, the story is far from over. In the coming months, everything could change for Diddy, his children, and potentially even Snoop Dogg.